Yes, you're right. It's a pattern of sounds that make a steady beat. Beats can be soft or or loud. They can be long or short. We hear rhythm everywhere. So like your heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. You can hear rhythm in a leaky faucet. Drip, 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 drip. And of course, rhythm is most prominent in songs. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And even the words I use in sentences. While I'm talking right now, you guys will hear right has one syllable, which is one beat. In music notation, that is one quarter note. Okay? Right? So let's move on to the next can. Now, what can is this? What soda is this? Dr. Pepper. How many syllables? Count it out.
Four.
Dr. Pepper. So you hear four beats, right? In music notation, four beats, or four syllables, is called 16th. Now this is going to be a tricky one, but what other words do you know have four beats or four syllables? Let's see.
Condensation.
Yeah, good. Condensation. Right? So let's play a game. I want you to say the rhythmic pattern and then you can play it. The way you can play it is you clap it. A few things to remember is that we're playing in 4/4 meter. You're probably wondering, what is 4/4 meter? I don't play music. It pretty much means there are four counts and a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in every count, you can name the soda or the number of syllables in each count. So 1, 2, ready, go, and then you're gonna play afterwards. So here's the first one. I want you guys to look at this, just look at the pattern, maybe say it in your head. I'm going to clap. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think. Okay? So are you guys ready to try this? 1, 2. 1, 2, ready, go. Sprite, Pepsi, Sprite, Pepsi, Sprite, Pepsi. Are you guys ready for a challenge? Yeah. Okay, so a few notes about this. Dr. Pepper is like Dr. Pepper. Because we don't say Dr. Pepper, it's Dr. Pepper. We don't do that. We're humans, so we have to say Dr. Pepper, right? Just the way our mouths let us do that. So for this, I would have you guys say the syllables before you play them, okay? So let's try it out. 1, 2. 1, 2, ready, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Sprite, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Sprite. I want you guys to leave knowing that when you talk, when you listen to music, you can play along with the beat to the rhythm. Thanks.
You have a good point. I guess something I need to mention is that when they were in the rural village, they were only making $3 a day. And then when they're living in the city, they make $300 a week. That's a significant amount of money that they would be making. So where would you, if you were to stay with your child, would you stay with them in the rural village or in the city? So this question refers to this situation. If you're thinking about having kids, these are the kind of things that we should be thinking about. How I'm going to take care of my child. But does anyone else have any answers, response to this?
Sorry. I guess as terrible as it is to leave your kid behind.
The family actually did visit the grandparents. They didn't do it every weekend, but they did it once a month, every other month. They tried to do as much as they can and with however much they gathered. But when they did come back to see the child, she started to just say, "Who are you? I don't recognize you." So it's really sad to me to know that you're faced with real life problems like, how am I going to make money? But then you're also faced with the problem do I have to leave my child behind to make this money to provide for my child? family relationships. Now, given the fact that your child would be left with your grandparents, how would this generational family be affected by left behind children? And multi-generational means a household with a grandparent and a child, or a parent and a grandparent, just a combination of one or the other.
I would be very worried about grandparents perishing while they're caring for children. That would probably be one.
In FYCS, you've probably heard of it, but it's called empty nest parents or empty nest grandparents, where for a long time they don't have any children to take care of, but then all of a sudden a child comes back to live with them, so they have to take back the role of responsibility of the parent, right?
Mhm.
So honestly, I think that the relationships can be affected both positively and negatively. Left behind children is such a large epidemic in China. And would you see any similar situations in families in the United States, which refers back to what you were saying, like how this happens in Gainesville or in Florida or in the U.S.?
I think that it might be for different situations. Maybe this, like, it may be the same thing where the child's